Yo, what up, Street Talk, Street God, Street Vlogs? Eric Kim the house. Alright, some fun thoughts. My next car is gonna be a truck. Now, I don't think anyone should ever own a truck in LA. It's try to park this. Okay, another car I think is super fire is a Toyota SE hybrid. It's cool. It's like, it kind of looks like a sports car, and it's like, it's a hybrid. That's like super cool. Yeah, I mean, I super love Elon Musk and Teslas. However, I still think that hybrids are, I mean, for the practical purposes, way more convenient. You can't be effed charging your car at one of these like random charging stations. Yeah, especially what, ChargePoint. Look at this, they're broken. Yeah, actually some other funny thoughts I had was, yeah, maybe even a fun hippie thing one could do is just buy an old Tesla Model S and just live in your Tesla Model S. Assuming your car has free supercharging, could be a good idea. Yeah, I think like, could you live in your Tesla Model 3? Maybe, but it might be a little too tight. So it's like, yeah, so actually, pro tip, fun tips is, how do you know if something is good or not or bad? Just go to the dealership and see which cars were, they already traded in the Prius. Why would they do that? So look at the cars that they trade in, and then like, you just gotta ask yourself, like, why did they trade it in? It's probably a sign that either it's just not a good car, or they don't really like it. Like, why'd you trade in your Tesla Model S? I don't know. But alas, some thoughts. So just finished reading Going Infinite by Sam Bankman-Fried, read by Michael Lewis. Very, very good read. Michael Lewis is like one of my favorite writers. The writing is fun. You could also see that Michael Lewis, he just kind of has fun with it when he's writing it, and a lot of it is actually tongue-in-cheek. Yeah, reading Flash Boys was such a huge revelation to me, because it just kind of uncovered and exposed kind of a lot of the stuff that I didn't really know about the financial markets. Just like, I mean, more or less like how so much of it is like kind of a scam run by bots and algorithms. Okay, so some thoughts. FTX, Sam Bankman-Fried, etc. So the first thought is everyone tries to paint Sam Bankman-Fried as this like evil guy, but actually if you read the biography, you actually find out that actually Sam is kind of more like this like kind of like weirdo savant genius mathematical whiz kid who's just not he makes Mark Zuckerberg look like a social butterfly. So A, he's super effing smart, and B, yeah, I don't think he's evil or malicious or has any bad intent. I think the whole FTX meltdown thing that it just like Sam is like, I mean, he's still like kind of like a high schooler, right? Stuck in his high school ways, and I think he was just too focused, busy doing other random stuff, and then he just kind of got distracted, and other people. Essentially, good morning. I think essentially the whole downside of what happened was, I think what really happened was, nobody really knows. This is my theory, right? I think what happened was So to summarize the story, there's two corporations, FTX.com, FTX, the crypto exchanging thing, and then there's Alameda Research. Alameda Research was just it started off first. It's kind of like a hedge fund for crypto, I suppose. And I think what happened was, either with Sam's knowledge or not knowledge, customer funds from FTX were funneled into Alameda Research. I'm not sure for what. I guess you're not supposed to do that. Yeah, and then the problem that happened was, I guess the equity of FTX, Alameda Research, a lot of it was in their own FTT token, which was on paper worth, I don't know, $20 billion or some large amount. And then once CZ, the CEO of Binance, said he was going to sell all of it, then customers started to panic and tried to pull their funds from FTX, finding that the monies that was supposed to be liquid in FTX as collateral wasn't there. So it's kind of like you remember during what was it, in Germany or whatever, it's like people panicking and trying to go bank, and then everyone's trying to concurrently withdraw their money at the same time. But at hand, the bank doesn't always have all the money at hand, because essentially what banks do is they take your money and then they leverage it to do other speculative investments elsewhere. And so therefore what happened was kind of this classic kind of panic thing, and then that's what caused the bankruptcy of FTX. And also it looks like the smoking gun was, I guess, Sam's girlfriend / CEO of Alameda Research, Carolyn, what's her name or something? This is where I don't think nobody should use Twitter / X or whatever, or social media. She tweeted, said, yeah, we'd be happy to buy your shares at $20 a thing. And that set up a huge red flag. People started doing research. And then that's when they started to realize that, maybe something's kind of weird. So just don't post nothing to social media. It's not a good idea. So some things I learned, I don't think Sam is evil. He's just kind of like when you're so stuck in fantasy land and you just forget the world around you. That's kind of more like him. I would actually say the real culprit at hand was the quote effective altruist people. And I guess the ultimate epiphany that I had was kind of interesting is, ultimately people who are trying to do the most good are the ones who actually end up doing the most harm. And I think all these people who do altruism, effective altruism, essentially these people are a bunch of phonies. Don't trust them. Likewise, don't trust Bill Gates, vegans. I think anyone who has some sort of ethical life mission shouldn't be trusted, because it's signaling some sort of inner discontent with themselves, and they're somehow trying to rectify their own self-flagellation by directing their efforts elsewhere. Also, don't trust vegans. Anyone who goes vegan, I mean, if you go vegan for you just don't like the taste of other stuff, that's cool. But it's wouldn't you just be a vegetarian? I would trust vegetarians more than vegans, because when you're vegetarian, you can still technically eat eggs or even my friend Tim's a vegetarian, not because he don't eat meat. He'll still we're on holiday together, go somewhere. It's like we're cooking eggs and bacon fast. Do you mind if we cook eggs and bacon fast? Yeah, it's fine. It's for him, it's more he doesn't really like the taste of meat, which is that's cool. But if it's cross-contaminated, so some people do the whole vegetarian, vegan, whatever thing for dietary health reasons. Some people do it for ethical reasons. Some people do it for moralistic, save the planet reasons. I find all these reasons a little bit phony. It's only, to reiterate, it's only phony when they stack all three at the same time. So for example, they say, you shouldn't eat meat because it's bad for you, it's bad for the planet, and it creates animal suffering. It's you don't need more than one reason to say something, right? So that's also another thing, is that when people try and justify something or something, whatevs, you never need to know more than one reason to do something. It's something I learned from Nassim Taleb, Occam's Razor kind of vibes. So for example, yeah, and also ethics is kind of one of these weird things too. When people say it's bad for the planet, it's like, what are you really trying to say? I think, yeah, that's not a good argument. But anyways, so several lessons to learn. One, it's kind of a cautionary tale. One, don't make your own token. Not a good idea. Two, I think the lesson is the notion of the quote-unquote blockchain is a little bit overhyped, I think. Bitcoin is still cool and sexy because it's the oldest and it's kind of like more time-tested, I suppose. And also the thing that's very optimistic, this is where it's good being like a Zen monk in a hole. Well, I guess I'm not really, I'm like, so what is Eric Kim? It's like, I'm like a Zen techno monk, except I go to the gym and I lift 1,000 pounds. Just search it, Eric Kim, 1,000-pound Atlas lift. I have on the YouTubies. So the thing to consider is, anyways, I had a bunch of crypto, I had a bunch of Bitcoins, and I never look at the prices. I check it maybe once every 2 years. And so the good thing is, I didn't even know what FTX was or Sam Bankman-Fried, the Hub Meltdown. I didn't even know it happened. It's good that I was ignorant because, boom, like, somebody told me, like, I don't know, a year ago, it's like, oh, crypto's super down. I'm like, don't tell me. And then, so, do you know what it is? I'm like, don't tell me, because I want to stay ignorant. And then I wrote it out, and boom, we used over 37,000 Bitcoin again. My personal price prediction is we're probably going to be over 65,000 by next year. My prediction, I mean, like, if Bitcoin could have survived the meltdown of Sam Bankman-Fried, it's probably a good sign that Bitcoin is resilient. And what is the original white paper? Digital monies, coin money, e-money, whatever's, electronic cash. And also the good thing to think about white papers, the simpler it is, the better it is. I mean, the original Bitcoin white paper, it's like super short. It's like, it's great. And also another thing too, trust open source, permissionless, decentralized. And we have to consider anything with a version 2 is typically bad. Like the reason I don't trust Ethereum, because they did the fork split thing, whatever, hackers, whatever's, not a good sign. Even Chainlink, they did a version 2, I think. Typically not a good sign, but I'm still looking into it. The reason why version 2 is never a good sign is because it means that the core infrastructure thing is not robust enough. So if you have to make a version 2, there might be some sort of hidden weak link somewhere, which is not a good idea. And I don't know, it's fine too. Then like you think that all these celebrities are just being paid money to endorse random stuff. Steph Curry apparently took a bunch of money from them, so don't trust him. And it's fine too, because like ain't nobody ever vilifies Steph Curry because he looked like such a nice guy. But maybe the people who look like the nice guys outside are the ones who are the most conniving inside. I mean, you never know, but it's always good to be critical. And yeah, CZ seems kind of like, I don't know, the dude seems a little bit sketchy, is kind of my vibes. But then again, I don't know if it's because he's Asian, and then he's more straightforward. That's also a thing, is that Asian people are more straightforward. But yeah, ultimately, highly recommend the read. Insanely fun. Go Michael.